What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin Sports with Jake. Hope we're all doing well. So, I should be going out at the normal time. Last night I didn't come out till 8 o'clock today, but we'll see what happens. But big move in MLB yesterday. The Boston Red Sox extend starting pitcher Garrett Crochet 6 years, $170 million. This is a big move for the Boston Red Sox. They, of course, acquired Crochet in the offseason, a big trade from the Chicago White Sox for a huge prospect pool that sent the other way. Crochet, of course, had a breakout year last year for the White Sox, a former first-round draft pick at 3.5 ERA last year. I think he had like 152 innings, something like that. Of course, he wanted the trade deadline because he wanted an extension. Along with the trade, didn't get done, and they ended up working out in the offseason. He's got two years of control up, but he wanted an extension. Of course, he's a young stud in the making starting pitcher. Those don't grow on trees. Boston gets it done. This is a good deal, over $28 million a year. It starts next season, so that keeps him technically under for the next 6 years. So including this year, he'll be with the Red Sox for 7 more years, including this year. He's still really young. This will take him through his entire prime. Pretty much, definitely a really good move by the Boston Red Sox as they lock down their ace long term. And the other news when it comes to baseball was Jurickson Profar was suspended 80 games for PEDs. On the Braves signed him for 3 years and $42 million this offseason. He's had a kind of a wild career. He was #1 prospect in all of baseball back in 2012 with Texas. A lot of injuries when he was young. Actually missed 2 seasons with injuries back in 2014 and 2015. Never really got off the ground in Texas. Kind of bounced around. Was in Oakland for a season. Then was in San Diego for a while. Had 2 stints in San Diego with short stint in Colorado. Sandwich in between. Became a half-decent player, but had a breakout year last year. Career year hit 280, 24 homers, 85 RBIs, 380 on base. OPS was 839. However, it just came out that he's doing steroids. He got suspended. Maybe that was why. Like the year prior to that, between Colorado and San Diego, was probably his best year to date. Before last year, he hit 242, 9 homers, 46 RBIs, on base 321, OPS 679. So still wasn't great. He's a good player. Very versatile defender. Has become a pretty decent hitter. Like first career, he's only a 245 career hitter. OPS first career is only 725, but very good versatile defender. He's got a little bit of pop. Obviously, had a great year at the plate last year, but first career hasn't been great at the plate. Again, I don't know if he was doing steroids last year. Maybe he finally got caught. But he's been suspended 80 games by the Braves. Braves gave him a pretty big contract in the offseason. He was gonna play a lot for them. Probably gonna play most of the left field for them. And maybe sprinkle in some second base and shortstop as well. He came up a shortstop, switched second baseman. As his career progressed, he moved to the outfield and had some more success and kind of stuck there defensively. But Profar was suspended 80 games by the Braves. It's a pretty decent loss. Also, the team had a lot of injuries last year, which caused some guys coming off injuries still right now. And now for half the season, you will not see Jurickson Profar as he is suspended for PEDs. Do these guys ever learn? Like, I do personally believe that a lot of guys are taking something. I just think they have ways of, doing it kind of sneakily so it doesn't get caught, or they know how to get away with it. And there's some guys just get a little bit too, they get a little too boastful with it, and the guys, once in a while, they get caught. But you gotta know what the banned substances are. And I love their statements after every single time. Profar put one out as well. Like, I apologize to my teammates and my family. I would never knowingly take a banned substance. I accept the league's punishment. It's like, dude, you know what you're doing. You physically put it into your body. You know what you're doing. Look, I get that a lot of the stuff probably should be legal. People don't realize steroids don't make you hit the ball harder, hit the ball further, or run faster. They make you recover quicker. Still a slight leg up on guys who aren't, but still. That's why I think guys like Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, the fact that keeps him out of the Hall of Fame is the most ludicrous thing ever. You got like Barry Bonds, who's arguably the greatest player ever. Clemens is one of the greatest starting pitchers ever. Because they were assholes to the media and they tested positive for steroids a couple of times, they can't be in the Hall of Fame. Roger Clemens has, 7 Cy Youngs? Barry Bonds is the most home runs ever? Like, come on. What are we doing here? But also, these guys know the rules, okay? They know the rules. I just don't understand why this keeps happening. But Profire's been suspended for 80 games by Major League Baseball. The NFL has been talking with the owners about some rule changes, and a couple have come to fruition. Kickoffs have been altered. The touchbacks are now going to come out to the 35-yard line. For the longest time, it was for 25. They changed it to the 30-yard line last year. Touchbacks will not come out to the 35-yard line this season. Also, the overtime rules that in the postseason are now going to apply to the regular season as well. In the postseason, the rule is each team gets a possession. If it is still tied after that, next score wins. In the regular season, is still the older rules of if you score a touchdown, you automatically win the game. So you can still possibly not get both teams' possibility of not getting a possession. What it is in the postseason will now apply to the regular season. I think this is the right move. It didn't make sense to only have it in the playoffs and not in the regular season. I think this is the right move. I think both teams should get to possess the ball in overtime, and I think this is the right move. Touchbacks coming out to the 35-yard line. Not sure about that. I'm not really sure how this encourages kickoffs, because if I can just take a knee and let the ball fall in the end zone, I can get the ball to 35. I'm not going to, unless, it's on it's like right the edge of the goal line. I think, I can get maybe a running start. I can have a big return. But if it's in the back of the end zone, I'm just taking a knee, and I'll take the ball up 35. No questions asked. So I don't really... I think that's kind of silly. I know for now, they're planning to keep the onside kick rules the way they are. However, in May, they are going to talk about it and possibly vote on something. The tush push might get banned in May. The Eagles play. It's going to be half the league is the league is split. Half the league wants it banned. Half the league does not want it banned. They're going to vote on it in May. I think it's dumb. I think it's dumb to ban the play. Look, yes, it's annoying. The Eagles, get a first down every time when it's 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, 3rd inches, down around the goal line. But you want it banned because you can't stop it, and you're jealous. Like, either make an adjustment and, coach your guys better to try and stop it, or just don't let them get to 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. I don't know what to tell you. That would be like if we banned Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson can't scramble. Or, a team that has 2 elite receivers, like the Bengals with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, like the Bucs with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. They both can't run the same route at the same time. It's too hard. No, this is stupid. Come on. That's very, very pathetic, and I hope they don't ban it. I hate the Eagles as much as the next guy, but when we start banning plays because one team is good at it and the other teams have trouble stopping it, we set a dangerous precedent. I do not think that should happen. By any means. All right, so NHL standings. We are in the home stretch of the NHL and NBA regular season, so let's do a little standings update. In the NHL, most teams have between 6 and 10 games to go. Eastern Conference, Washington Capitals, only team in the East that actually clinched the playoffs so far. They're at 103 points, leading the Eastern Conference. 9 games to go, and are at 9 points clear of Carolina. Carolina's in second, also with 94. Toronto also has 94, but Carolina's got a game in hand. Tampa's in fourth with 91. Florida is also has 91. Same amount of games. Florida's got 1 more win, but 2 more losses and 2 less overtime losses than the Lightning. So, same amount of points, same amount of games. Lightning are ahead of them right now. Devils are in 6th with 87. You got the Senators in 7th with 84. And the last team in right now is the Montreal Canadiens with 77 points. Good for the Canadiens for having a chance to get into the playoffs this year. I don't like them, but they've been bad for a while, and they're starting to put it together. The Rangers also have 77, but Montreal's got a game in hand. I don't know how the Rangers are technically tied for the last playoff spot. They are not a good team. As someone who watches them all the time, I don't understand. They're not that good on 5-on-5. Their special team isn't anything special. No pun intended. They're terrible defensively. Igor hasn't had his best year. A lot of that's because of the team in front of them, but still. They're not well coached. Their front office is a mess. Their team is not built properly. I don't understand. I don't know how they are technically tied for the last playoff spot, but here they are. They do have a shot to get in. I don't know if they're going to or not, obviously, but they are right there in the mix. Columbus is 2 points out. Red Wings are 3 points out. Islanders are 3 points out. Penguins and Flyers are 6 points out. Of course, Flyers just fired their coach. So I know they're getting in. I know the Penguins are getting in. It's because they're just not good at hockey. And also the Bruins, they've fallen off because they blew them up a trade deadline. They're now the second worst team in the Eastern Conference, lost 5 in a row, and the Sabres are the Sabres. The Western Conference, Winnipeg Jets have clinched a playoff spot. They're at 106. The Dallas Stars are gaining on the Winnipeg Jets. They have 102 points. They've officially clinched a playoff spot. They have won 6 games in a row, 9 points in the points in 9 of the last 10, 7 of those being wins. All of a sudden, only 4 points behind Winnipeg for the number 1 spot in the Western Conference. So it's getting interesting. Vegas Golden Knights are at 98 points as well. They're in third. They've won 6 in a row, also points in 9 of the last 10, 7 of those being wins. In fourth is Colorado with 94. You got in fifth is the Kings with 91. Then sixth is the Oilers with 89. Seventh is Minnesota Wild with 88. And then in eighth is the Blues with 87. They've gotten hot. They have won 9 games in a row and are all of a sudden in playoff position with 7 games to go on their schedule. So Blues making a huge push. Flames right now are 5 points out. So look, the Blues are actually going to get in. Canucks have fallen 6 points out. Utah is they are 9 points out, and then so they're pretty much done. Anaheim, Seattle, Nashville, Chicago, San Jose are miles out. Seattle, Nashville, Chicago, and San Jose have all officially been eliminated from playoff contention. Anaheim should be face the same fate pretty soon as well. Looking at playoff matchup seeding still up for grabs. In the Eastern Conference, it looks like we're going to probably get Tampa hosting Florida. Actually, not so fast. Tampa and Florida are 3 points behind Toronto in the Atlantic. Ottawa is set. Wow, we got 5 teams in from the Atlantic right now. Ottawa is 7 points out of second place in that division. Montreal is 7 points behind Montreal. Montreal 7 points behind Ottawa for fourth. So up for grabs there in the Metropolitan. It's basically a foregone conclusion. We're getting Carolina hosting the Devils in the first round. Even if the Rangers get in, they are 10 points behind the Devils for third in the Metro. And Carolina is 9 points behind Washington for first in the Metropolitan. So Carolina, New Jersey is pretty much locked in. So let's hear the only playoff that we really know right now. Rangers a good chance to end up playing the Capitals. But yeah, you never know. Could end up being Toronto, Tampa, Florida. Who knows? But Eastern Conference, one that's pretty set is Carolina and New Jersey. Most likely Carolina will have home ice advantage. They have a 7-point cushion on the Devils, and they have 3 games in hand as well. In the Western Conference, Dallas is pulled within 4 points of Winnipeg in the Central. Colorado's 8 points behind Dallas for second in that division. And in the Pacific, Golden Knights lead the Kings by 7 points in the Pacific. It looks like we're going to get the Kings hosting the Oilers in the first round of the playoffs. Even if the Flames can find a way to get in, they are 7 points behind Edmonton for third in the Pacific. And then the Central, we're probably going to get Dallas hosting Colorado, which is going to be an incredible series. Right now, Minnesota is 6 points behind Colorado for third in the Central Division. But most likely Dallas and Colorado will face off in the first round, and most likely we will get the Kings hosting the Oilers in the first round of the NHL playoffs. So now let's talk about the NBA standings, as they are also in the home stretch. Most teams, again, have like 7, 8, 9 games left to go. Eastern Conference, top 3 seeds are pretty much locked in. Cavs are in first. They've already clinched their division, already clinched the playoffs. Celtics, although, are red hot. They have won 9 games in a row, are only 4 games behind the Cavs in the Eastern Conference. Only have like 7 or so games to go. So Cavs most likely will hold on to the 1 seed, but Celtics right behind them. They've already clinched their division as well. New York Knicks are in third. They're not going to be any higher than third. They've already clinched a playoff spot. They're in third. Indiana is in fourth right now at 44-31. They've been playing well. Detroit's in fifth at 42-33. Milwaukee is in sixth with 40-34. They are a game and a half out of fifth and 3.5 games out of fourth. Playing right now is Atlanta is the first playing team at 36-38. Wow, the first playing team is 2 games under 500 in the Eastern Conference. Yikes. They are 4 games out of 6, so they'll be in the plan. 8th spot is Orlando. They are a game out of 7th. 9th spot is Miami at 34-41. They are a game and a half out of 8th. They've been playing better, a lot better. They have lost 9 straight games. All of a sudden, they've gotten on a 5-game win streak. And they're only, it looks like they're locked into the 10 seed. Maybe they could steal a 9, but that wouldn't make a difference for their matchup. All of a sudden, they are only a game and a half out of 8th and 2.5 games out of 7th. And the Bulls are the last team in at 33-42. They are a game out of 9th. They've been playing some better basketball as well, and 2.5 games out of 8th as well. But they're a game out of 9th. Only team in the Eastern Conference who's not in that playing field that's still mathematically alive is Toronto, but they are 5 games back. I think they have 7 games left. And they are 5 games back of the Bulls for the last spot, so they're going to probably be eliminated soon. They've been playing a little. They've been playing decently recently. They've won 4 in a row, so they've kept themselves alive. But Brooklyn, Philly, Charlotte, and Washington are all eliminated from playoff contention. Wow, what a disaster of a season by the Sixers. They have 52 losses right now, and they still have 7 games to go. Holy yikes! I thought the record would be flipped, maybe 52 and 23, 23-52. Wow, what a disaster! As for playoff matchups. Looks like we're going to get Knicks Bucks, but not set in stone. They Bucks have a chance to possibly sneak past Detroit. Not even out of the question they can get past Indiana. But if the season ends today, it'll be Knicks hosting the Bucks and Indiana Pacers hosting the Detroit Pistons. Pistons, that might be an exciting series. You got 2 young teams and not a whole lot to lose. That could be an exciting series for sure. The plans right now would be Atlanta hosting Orlando and Miami hosting Chicago. Obviously, the 1-2 seeds right now are Cleveland and Boston. Those 2 teams are going to be top 2. Most likely Cleveland and Boston, but we'll see what happens for sure. But that's what we got in the Eastern Conference. Moving to the Western Conference, we got Oklahoma City Thunder have clinched the 1 seed in the Western Conference. They are 63-12 right now. They are the best team in all of basketball. They are 3 games clear of Cleveland for #1 record in all of basketball, but have already clinched the #1 seed in the West. Houston Rockets continue to play some really good basketball. They are 2nd in the Western Conference at 49-27. Denver is in 3rd at 47-28. They are a game and a half out of 2nd in the Western Conference. In 4th is the Lakers at 46-29. They are a game out of 3rd and 2.5 games out of 2nd in the Western Conference. Even playing a little bit better. Obviously, they had some injuries. They're getting a little healthier. In 5th is the Memphis Grizzlies at 44-31. They are 2 games out of 4th and 3 games out of 3rd. They are really struggling. Of course, they just fired their head coach, Taylor Jenkins, which made no sense, and it has hurt them greatly. Golden State Warriors are in 6th right now. Been playing some good basketball. Obviously, Jimmy Butler has done wonders for that team. They're only a half game out of 5th and 2.5 games out of 4th in the Western Conference. The playing right now is Minnesota and Clippers are both 43-32, both a half game out of 6th and a game out of 5th in the Western Conference. So a lot of seeding is still up for grabs in the Western Conference. Dallas Mavericks are in 9th right now, and the Kings are the last team in right now. Suns are a game behind them. They are just crumbling. Now Kevin Durant's out for a week. They are just crumbling. Kings are not playing well. They've dropped a little bit of a 10 spot. And the Mavericks, who have nobody, Luka's in LA, obviously. Kyrie's out for the year. Anthony Davis just came back, so I don't know what they can expect from that guy. I'm surprised he hasn't got hurt again, to be honest. I can't believe they traded Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis on the pick. What a joke. They're the 9th spot in the West right now, surprisingly. And the Suns are a game out of the play-in. The Suns are a game out of the play-in. Like, wow. That is just absolutely horrible. And then Portland is 4 games out of the play-in. No surprise that they aren't good. And the Spurs are 4.5 games out of the play-in. Those 2 teams are probably going to be eliminated very soon. Of course, Spurs don't have Wembanyama or De'Aaron Fox. Both are out for the season. And the Pelicans and Jazz are both officially eliminated from playoff contention. Have been for a little bit. Pelicans just shut down Zion and CJ McCollum for the rest of the season. Surprise, Zion's out for the year. Who would have thought that? Another freaking joke in the NBA. But that's the Western Conference playoff picture. As for what the playoff matchups look like right now, a lot is up for grabs still. if the season were to end today, Denver would host Golden State in the first round, and the Lakers would host Memphis in the first round. The play-in would be the Timberwolves hosting the Clippers, and then the 9-10 game would be the Dallas Mavericks hosting the Sacramento Kings. But so a lot of playoff seeding up for grabs. The 2 and 8 seeds in the Western Conference are only 5.5 games apart from each other. So a lot still up for grabs. Suns are only a game out of the play, and they may be able to possibly sneak in, maybe knock out Sacramento or Dallas. So a lot of seeding is still up for grabs in the Western Conference. To finish up today, we're going to recap Monday Night Raw from last night. As per usual, Netflix Raw did not miss. It started, of course, it was in London at the O2 Arena. It started by, this is the last of the European tour. Friday Night SmackDown this week will be in Minnesota, back in the States. Of course, WrestleMania in a couple of weeks will be in Las Vegas, Nevada. April 19th and 20th. Cannot wait. We started out with a Cena and Cody Rhodes promo. Remember, this was the last John Cena appearance until WrestleMania. So, Cena started out, of course, his music hit, and the entire crowd was chanting, "John Cena sucks!" as loud as it could possibly get. Before the music even hit, you heard the "Let's Go Cena Sucks" chants. But I love that he just puts the last time it was now, just puts it on his back and just walks. He's basically saying, like, yeah, it's my last time. I don't care. I don't like any of you. And he comes up to the ring. Before we can even get a word out, Cody Rhodes came out to the ring, and they went at each other. Incredible promo from Cody's making a Vince reference to AEW references from both sides. Just Cena saying, "I don't bury talent, I bury mediocrity." That was an incredible line. Just absolutely insane promo. And then they had a little fist fight, and then Cody ends up laying out John Cena with a crossroads. So, cannot wait WrestleMania. I wish Cena made a few more appearances. So this got a little more of a build, but still, the promos they had were great. That WrestleMania main event is going to be absolute cinema. I cannot wait. The rest of the show unfolded like this. New Day, of course, they stormed into Adam Pearce's office last week and asked for a tag team championship opportunity. He's like, well, we got to earn it. You will face a team next week. And that team was New Catch Republic. Tyler Bate is back from his injury. He is back teaming with Pete Dunne. But New Day picked up the win. And they had a face-off with the War Raiders, who are, of course, the World Tag Team Champions for now. I think those two should fight at WrestleMania. The New Day, when they turned heel, I was so excited. It was awesome. They haven't really done much since they turned heel. I would love to see them put the titles on them. A heel New Day title run would be really interesting. I'm excited for that. Then Gunther beat Jimmy Uso via submission. And then afterwards, he attacked Jimmy Uso. Then Jay came out and he fought off Jay. And then he zip-tied Jay to the rope and just absolutely brutalized Jimmy Uso. It was a lot of blood. That was an incredible segment. You know, that the build between those two hasn't been great so far, but it is completely alive now. Was a segment between those three. Very glad they inserted Jimmy Uso into the storyline. I wonder if they would insert Roman, maybe just like one little pep talk to Jay. I'll want to do that, but that was an incredible segment. They had Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio in a tag match to defeat Braun Breaker and Penta. Of course, Braun speared Penta by accident. After the match, Penta backstage got very pissed at Braun Breaker. They got into a screaming match. Then they, Finn and Dom went into the locker room with Carlito, Liv, and Raquel. Said, "Oh yeah, we always make out. We got it done." And Finn's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Adam Pearce and get myself an Intercontinental title opportunity." But then Liv said to Dom, like, "You were just as hard. He already had a shot." So something's brewing with the Intercontinental Championship picture. Only time will tell with that. And AJ Styles challenged Logan Paul to a WrestleMania match. Then they ended up getting into a brawl. Then Paul hit his new move, the Pulverizer, which was a really cool move. Looks like those two will fight WrestleMania. But AJ Styles' WrestleMania resume is crazy. Like, he fought the Undertaker in his last match. He fought his first ever match was against Chris Jericho. His WrestleMania, I've seen a graphic of it. It's insane. Like how many just iconic opponents he's fought at WrestleMania. His resume is just off the charts. And then the main event was a Women's World Championship match between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley with Bianca Belair, special guest referee. Of course, they both accidentally hit Bianca, so she just got pissed off and disqualified them both. Of course, that meant Io retained. Rhea got angry and hit them both with riptides. And then was like, you know what? I got nothing to lose because right now she doesn't have a path to WrestleMania. So she hit a riptide to Bianca off the top rope and then took her title and raised it and stood tall. I mean, we gotta get Triple Threat right. I'm sure she'll be put in the match. I was hoping to be put in the match last night. Didn't happen. Praying that happens next week. But you'll see what happens. That was Monday Night Raw. Cannot wait for WrestleMania. I do have a WrestleMania podcast coming soon. I am going to do a WrestleMania preview. Hope I get some guests on for that. I'm shooting for, it's the 19th, which is, so that is in 18 days. So possibly sometime next week. Probably going to do it the week of, so that might be the week after, actually. Also, I have one final mock draft coming. I may do some guests for that. I may do something cool for that. Not sure what I'm going to do. If I'll do anything for the draft, I know me and Justin and a couple other people, obviously, we live streamed the draft last year. I'm not sure if we're going to do that again. I'm going to not be able to, but an NFL a final mock draft will happen very soon. That may also be the week of, may honestly be the week before. In fact, could even be next week. I will get you guys that more information that as we get a little bit closer when I start to really figure things out. But that a third mock draft will happen. Could be a live stream. Still working things out. We will see what happens. That's all I got for you guys today. Until next time, so long. Have a great day.